my name is Mike. I'm the general manager over at the Arctic Spas here in Boise. We wanted to put out some videos while everybody is staying at home. We hope you're all safe. We want to do some videos about hot tubs and how they're made. Today we're looking at the cost of maintenance and which is easier to maintain or less expensive to maintain, a foam-filled tub or a tub with perimeter insulation. And so when you look at the total cost of ownership on a tub, you have the initial purchase, you've got your chems, you've got your electricity, things that you might have to replace on a regular basis like salt cells. In addition to that, you've got the cost of potential repairs. And so we want to look at that, which is going to be least expensive to maintain in that area when we look at things like replacing a pump, fixing a leak, things like that. See, the truth is, if you own a spa for 10 or 15 years, the reality is you're probably going to have to repair it at some point. We started out originally fixing pools and spas, and we can tell you that that is a big industry because no matter what kind of spa it is, at some point it's probably going to need to be repaired. Now, some different types of brands will need to be repaired more than others, of course. We probably have an opinion on that because of the ones that we sell. Now, we chose to work with the brand that we do on purpose, right? But we know that any spa out there is probably going to need a repair at some point. The question is it less expensive to repair a spa with perimeter insulation or a tub that has full foam insulation? Now, when you look at the cost of repairs, you got to consider two things: parts and labor. Now, parts are going to be the same across the board for the most part because most of the spa companies have the same suppliers for pumps and things like that. What can really set them apart is the cost of labor. Now, it's not uncommon for spa repair to cost about $100 an hour. And every hour that technician is working, the more you're spending. So any design that can lend to efficiency and speed for that technician is going to save you money. Now, for this, the win goes to perimeter. Now, the reason being that when you have an issue with your tub, there's two things a technician has to do. That's going to take up his time. First, he has to diagnose the problem, and second, he has to fix it. Now, think about this. When you're trying to diagnose something like a leak, look how easy it is to see what's going on inside here. If you've got a leak on this jet, it's going to be real easy to trace in a tub with perimeter insulation. Now, if this is a foam-filled tub, this is probably going to travel down the line. It's probably going to leak from the bottom here. You're going to have to dig out all this foam all over this area to find a leak up here. And then also then consider the actual repair. When I'm working on a car, I hate working on cars that have really tight engine compartments where everything is really packed in there. A lot of times you're reaching around to try to get that bolt out or to tighten that bolt. The other thing is you have to remove a lot of components to get to where you need to. It's the same with the foam-filled tub. A lot of times they don't have access door on every side. And then also on top of that, you're digging out the foam. You don't have a lot of room to move around to get your tools into to get that fixed. So it takes quite a bit more time to first diagnose the problem on a foam-filled tub and then also to fix it. And remember, every hour that he's spending, you're spending about $100. So that adds up pretty quickly. It's not uncommon for a leak repair to be $2,000 on a foam-filled tub. So it's probably a fifth of that or a fourth of that on a tub with perimeter insulation. Now let's take a look and see how that affects total cost of ownership. Let's say you spend about $10,000 on a tub and you buy a foam-filled tub. And you have a couple leaks in that course of 10 to 15 years. Let's say it costs $2,000 each time to fix it. So $2,000. That's going to add an extra $4,000 to that total cost of ownership. Now let's say you spend $10K on a tub with perimeter insulation. We're going to call that P, we're going to call that F. And you have a couple leaks in that course of 10 to 15 years. And let's say it costs about $500 to fix it. That's going to equal about $1,000. So what that means is in the course of 10 to 15 years, that tub here, that with the foam-filled design, is going to cost you $10,000. I'm sorry, 10K plus 4K. It's going to be 14K. Now, the tub with perimeter insulation, it's going to be 10K for the initial purchase, and then you're only going to spend about $1,000 fixing leaks, let's say. That's going to equal 11K. So you see you're going to save quite a bit of money on repairs if you go with a tub with perimeter insulation. Now, we already talked about how they can be more efficient, but on top of that, they're less expensive to maintain. That does it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Check in for the next one.